Good morning. My name is Jaden Yabo, and I'm a senior at Timber Creek Regional High School. Welcome to our annual Patriots Day ceremony. We're all charged up to commemorate this meaningful moment with you. At this time, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Next, I'd like to introduce Blair Duckery-Furbert, who will lead us in a moment of silence.
Good morning. Today we pause to remember the events of September 11, 2001, one of the most tragic days in our nation's history. On this day, thousands of innocent lives were lost. Countless families, first responders, and communities were forever changed. As we gather here, we honor the memory of those who perished. We recognize the bravery of the first responders and ordinary citizens who showed extraordinary courage, and we reflect on the resilience that emerged in the aftermath of tragedy. At this time, I invite you to join me in a moment of silence to remember the victims, to honor the heroes, and to reflect on the values of unity, compassion, and strength that continue to guide us. Thank you. Next, I'd like to introduce the Timber Creek Choir. Please rise for the singing of the national anthem.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
You may be seated. I'd like to begin my remarks by thanking Mr. Perkis and Mr. Schmidt for readying our musicians to be excellent. Can we give our musicians a round of applause at this time? I also want to acknowledge our Board of Education, students, building administration, faculty, supervisor, and central office team for their support, their attendance, and their care. My name is Kelly McKenzie, and I am the principal of Timber Creek Regional High School, and I am pleased to provide opening remarks for this occasion. On September 11th, 2001, I was a student teacher at Lawrenceville High School in an English classroom full of 23 ninth grade students. I was also a senior in college. On September 11th, 2025, I stand here as principal at Timber Creek in a school full of 1,049 students. Today, I am gifted with the heavy responsibility of recollection, yet I am also gifted with the tremendous responsibility of educating those students who cannot recall, relate, or remember. My job then was to comfort students in a time of crisis in a classroom. My job now in a school is much different. Here's the thing. Our freshmen at Timber Creek Regional High School were born in 2010. That means they've never experienced the incredible debut of the Breakfast Club or Purple Rain, and that's just a tragedy in and of itself. And they cannot actualize the events of 9/11. They simply were not here. My point is this. Our students today may not share our same level of innate familiarity, but this 9/11 memorial behind me is a tremendous way to bridge our past with their present. Just a few years ago, we debuted our beautiful 9/11 memorial at Timber Creek Regional High School. It is amazing. This impactful monument was a labor of love visioned by Mr. Rob Damalo Jr., Mr. Anthony Tarsitana, Mr. Rob Morka, Mr. Bob Marchese, Mr. Nick Catone, Mr. Steve Arena, our Board of Education, History Club, and terrific teachers like Mr. Jack Campbell, Mrs. Griffin, and Mrs. Karim. Collectively, their contributions leave a legacy for all students and families to reflect, revere, and remember. At this time, I'd like to thank the agencies, the departments, the branches of service, and the rescue organizations that help to protect our freedoms, maintain our health and safety, and prevent future acts of terrorism. I am honored because my husband is one of them, and collectively we appreciate their service. President George W. Bush affirms, one of the worst days in American history saw some of the bravest acts in American history. We'll always honor the heroes of 9/11. Here at this hallowed place, we pledge that we will never forget their sacrifice. This indeed is a day to mourn loss and the degradation of hate, but this is also a day to celebrate the spirit of unity and the restoration of hope. Consider this as perspective. On this day, 24 years ago, 246 people went to sleep in preparation for their morning flights. 2,606 people went to sleep in preparation for work in the morning. 343 firefighters went to sleep in preparation for their morning shift. 60 police officers went to sleep in preparation for morning patrol. 8 paramedics went to sleep in preparation for the morning shift of saving lives. None of them took a breath past 10:30 a.m. on September 11th, 2001. As we exit today, I implore you to do something worthwhile with the breaths that you take. Be grateful. Be kind to others. Embrace hope. Serve. Explore possibilities. And I do believe it is our fate to constantly examine ways to make our world great. Thank you all for visiting with us today in Charger Country. Next, I'd like to introduce the Gloucester Township Police Chief, David Harkins.
Thank you, Mrs. McKenzie. I just want to say I'm so happy to be here in Charger Country today. This memorial, this remembrance, been going on for many years. I want to commend the Honor Guard, the JROTC Honor Guard, for honoring our flag, honoring our country the way you did this morning with such professionalism. My commendation to you. Mrs. McKenzie and the staff here for recognizing and having this foresight to have this memorial. 24 years ago, this building was just built. Opening a school was delayed because of the events that were happening 24 years ago, right now at this hour. And the words that Mrs. McKenzie said couldn't be more poignant. But I also want to take a moment to honor those that sacrifice to protect us, the family members. Mrs. McKenzie, thank you for the sacrifice that you're enduring as your husband performs his duty to protect our country. And the family members, there's some here in the crowd of our local police officers and first responders. Without the backing of our family, I could tell you after being a police officer for 30 years, we couldn't do it, and we take it for granted often. So thank you, Mrs. McKenzie. Can I have a round of applause for her? Today we pause to remember this day that forever changed our nation, September 11, 2001. Most of you were not here when it happened, but the impact of that day continues to shape the country we live in. On that morning, ordinary people boarded airplanes, went to work in the World Trade Center, and reported for duty at the Pentagon, never imagining that their lives would become part of one of the darkest chapters in American history. Terrorists tried to break our spirit, to spread fear and division, but instead they revealed something far greater: the courage, the unity, and the resilience of the American people. And we remember those nearly 3,000 innocent lives that were lost that day. We honor the heroes who ran towards danger, the firefighters, the police officers, the medical workers, and those everyday citizens that stepped up and gave their lives to save others. Their bravery reminds us that true heroism is not found in power or in fame, but in selfless sacrifice. And for your generation, 9/11, as Ms. McKenzie said, is not a memory, but it's a history lesson. Yet I will tell you that it does carry responsibility. Patriotism is more than just waving a flag. It's about living with gratitude, respecting one another, and standing up for what is right. It's about remembering that in times of crisis, Americans do not stand apart, we stand together. So as we reflect today, let us not only honor those who were lost, but we, right here, right now, need to commit ourselves to carrying forward the lessons of that day. Unity in the face of division, courage in the face of fear, and hope in the face of tragedy. We were all reminded that yesterday and through the events of the last week that evil exists. And we have to remember that all it takes for evil to succeed is for good men and women to just stand by and allow it to. We have to stand up to evil. So may we always remember, don't ever forget, and may we always choose to live as citizens worthy of those sacrifices made on September 11th. We will never forget. By you honoring with this memorial and you being here and carrying on this tradition, you ensure that you will never forget. So may God bless all of you, and may God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
Principal McKinney, Mayor, Chief Harkins, students and staff at Timber Creek, thank you for the invitation today to speak. September 11th is a day we take to observe a moment of history that has reshaped our nation and our very ways of life. When a terrorist group carried out a heinous and coordinated attack on America, our very freedom was challenged. We pause to reflect and remember the fallen and stand to honor the heroes and survivors of that dark day. For all of you, September 11th, 2001 is a part of a history lesson. You've learned that this event was carried out by 19 hijackers who overtook 4 commercial airliners with the intention of crashing them into 4 pre-designated targets and causing mass destruction, death, chaos, and fear to everyday Americans. The catastrophic collapse of the World Trade Center, the attack of the Pentagon, and Flight 93 took nearly 3,000 lives, 246 passengers to hijacked flights, 2,606 lives perished at the World Trade Center site, 125 lives at the Pentagon, and of those lives, 343 members of the FDNY, 23 New York City police officers, and 37 Port Authority police officers gave their lives in the line of duty that day. Since September 11th, past all the death and devastation, we have learned of countless accounts of acts of heroism and sacrifice. The members of the New York City Fire Department and Police Department undertook the largest rescue operation, saving tens of thousands of lives. As the stairwells of the trade centers were flooded with thousands of people descending the upper floors, members of the FDNY continued climbing past them, heading towards the danger ahead. They remained calm and offered words of encouragement, boosting the spirits of the civilians going past them. We recognize the heroism of everyday Americans of Flight 93 that fought back against the hijackers, forcing them to crash into the field in Shanksville, Pennsylvania, sacrificing their lives to prevent further destruction from the intended target. Although the tragic loss of life, these everyday Americans became heroes, fueling hope and patriotism for our wounded nation. As time continues to move on, I ask that we remain committed to ensure our future generations understand what happened that day, and that we never forget. Our values and ways of life were challenged on that day by a group of extremists who oppose our democratic ways. Everyone should reinforce that America stands strong, united, steadfast against terrorism, both global and domestic. There should be no room for this in our world. I ask that we continue to remember the lives lost that day and the lives that we continue to lose since the day to related illnesses and cancers. Thank you.
Each year, Timber Creek High School proudly displays 2 special flags at our Patriots' Day ceremony, serving as a solemn reminder of the lives forever changed on September 11, 2001. These flags stand not only as symbols of remembrance, but also as enduring testaments to the courage, sacrifice, and resilience shown on that tragic day. The flag of honor is inscribed with the names of every man, woman, and child who perished in the attacks. Those in the World Trade Center, the Pentagon, United Airlines Flights 175 and 93, and American Airlines Flights 11 and 77. By displaying it, we ensure that each individual is remembered and their memory continues to live on through us. The flag of heroes bears the names of the emergency services personnel who gave their lives in the line of duty, running toward danger so that others may find safety. Their bravery remains an enduring example of selflessness and honor. As we stand together beneath these flags, we are reminded of our shared responsibility to carry forward their legacy. We honor not only those we lost, but also the spirit of unity and resilience that rose from the ashes of tragedy. We shall never forget them. Next, I'd like to introduce senior at Timber Creek, Kayla Sweet. She will be singing God Bless America.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans white with foam. God bless America.
Well done, Kayla. Mrs. McKenzie, our Board of Education, faculty and students here at Timber Creek High School, good morning. At this very hour, 24 years ago, our nation was forever changed. On September the 11th, 2001, the first plane struck the World Trade Center, and the world that we knew was shaken. Nearly, as you've heard, 3,000 lives were lost, and countless more were impacted by the events that followed. That day was one of tragedy, heartbreak, and shock. But here at Timber Creek, it also marked a beginning. September 11th, 2001 was the very first day this high school opened its doors. While our nation grieved, Timber Creek came into being. That connection is woven into the history and the very identity of this school. From the start, Timber Creek has carried a reminder of both loss and resilience. Just as America came together in the aftermath of 9/11, so too did this school begin building a community, one that is defined by strength, unity, and hope for the future. Every class that has passed through these halls has been part of that legacy, the legacy of remembering, but also of moving forward with courage and purpose. As we begin a new year today, let us honor those who were lost 25 years ago by the way we live, the way we learn, and the way we treat one another. Let Timber Creek always stand as a place where young people grow into compassionate leaders, where hope triumphs over despair, and where the lessons of September 11th about unity, service, and resilience are never forgotten. I want to thank the Timber Creek community for keeping this very proud tradition of remembrance. Thank everyone who has participated in this program. God bless the United States.
Good morning, I'm Kiera Williams and I'm a junior here at Timber Creek. I have written a poem called Just Listen. Hard times call for drastic measures. With almost 3,000 lives gone, I ask you to listen. This isn't a lecture or a lesson, this is a memory and a change in America. As we hold memorials and build monuments for the victims, we should have remorse for the ones that hurt because it's all we can give them. Many emotions fly around, the love, the thanks, and the respect, but most of all the pain. We weren't all there, but we should still give them our remorse and our care. We should use today to grieve, use these monuments to guide, and use these stories to learn. As we sit at a school built in the same year, here's my message. You aren't alone with your feelings, you aren't alone with your memories. Be someone's listening ear, be someone's shoulder to lean on, and be someone's helping hand. And for the ones that keep this day in memory, I thank you for what you've done, and I thank you for what you do. Next, we will continue our tribute with the playing of taps. For those who may not know, taps is a 24-note call that dates back to the Civil War. Originally used as a signal to mark the end of the day, it has since become a powerful symbol of honor and remembrance played at military funerals, memorials, and ceremonies across our nation. Its haunting melody serves as a final tribute to those who have made the ultimate sacrifice. At this time, I would like to welcome Mr. Smith, our band director, who will now honor the fallen with the playing of taps.
On behalf of our entire school community, I would like to extend my deepest gratitude to all students, staff, families, and community members who gathered with us today. Your presence is a testament to the importance of remembering September 11th and to the strength we find when we come together in honor and reflection. As we bring today's ceremony to a close, I encourage you to take a few moments to visit our 9/11 Memorial. It stands as a place of quiet remembrance, where we can pause to reflect on the lives lost, the heroes who served with courage, and the resilience that continues to define us as a people. Today we have remembered, we have honored, and we have stood together as one community. Let us now carry that spirit of remembrance beyond this gathering, into our classrooms, our homes, and our daily lives. Patriot Day calls us not only to look back, but also to live forward with compassion, with unity, and with the resolve to build a future worthy of those we lost. Thank you once again for sharing this solemn observance with us. May your day be marked by reflection, by kindness, and by a renewed commitment to care for one another. This concludes our ceremony. I'd like to ask all student leaders and presenters to join us for a few photos near the memorial. May we never forget. Thank you.